My fondness for dragons comes along. Barcelona is a city of dragons, which adorn of God many its facades, and I'm afraid I'm one of them. Perhaps for this reason, out of solitary with a little monster, I've been collecting them for many years, and offering them refuge in my house, a common dragon. As of today, there are more than 400 dragon creatures that do my census, which increases every month. In addition to being born in the year, of course, from the dragon, my ties to the green fire-breathing beasts are numerous. We are nocturnal creatures, fond of darkness, not particularly sociable, little friends of night, and nights errants are difficult to know. Carlos Ruiz Zafón. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Pumpkin Queen. This video is a tribute to my favorite writer, Carlos Ruiz Zafón, who, as some of you may know, has passed away recently. As a great fan of his works, I will do my best to tell his story, just like how he told many of his beautiful stories to all of us. Take a seat near the fireplace, and let us start. Carlos Ruiz Zafón was born on the 25th of September, 1964, Barcelona, Spain. Though his family had no literary tradition, from the age of 5 or 6, Zafón knew he wanted to become a writer. His mother was a homeowner, and his father a successfully security agent. At the age of 9, Carlos helped out his father after school hours with his job by delivering his policies and collecting the money. Zafón stated that he hated doing this, since his friends could play in their free time or go to the cinema. He, on the other hand, had to bring papers around, even during the weekends and the vacations. This was in his eyes slave labor. But, growing up, he started seeing the positive side of this job. He learned a lot about people and how to work with them. It was a lonely childhood for him. He had a big love for books, movies and music. At home, there was no space for all of that. His parents never really understood what he loved so much about it. Carlos, however, always dreamed about worlds where those things did exist. Without his imagination, he might not have made it. At the age of 14, Carlos made his choice. He wanted to do something else with his life. He had to escape, but without help. And thus, he tried building a life around something he loved: writing. At Jesuitran San Ignacio de Sarria school, he went to study information science. Somewhere during his first year of his studies, Carlos was offered a job and began his working life by making money in advertising. Eventually, he became the creative director of an important publicity agency in Barcelona. In the 1960s, Carlos moved to Los Angeles. In 1963, he published his first book, The Prince of Mist, who was later translated in 2010. He continued writing 3 more young adult books, under the names The Midnight Palace, The Watcher in the Shadows, and Marina. In the beginning of Marina, Carlos Ruiz Zafón writes to the reader that every writer has a few favorites between his books. From all of the books that he published since 1992, Marina has been his favorite of all. He wrote this book in Los Angeles between 1996 and 1997. At that moment, he was in his early 30s and felt that his, what romantics call, first youth was slipping through his fingers. When he started writing Marina, he knew that this would be the last book he would write in this genre. Near the end of this book, and the atmosphere felt like a goodbye, something inside of Zafón stayed on the pages of the book Marina. Something like what Marina said to Oscar, who are the characters in the book. doomed to remember what never really happened. After closing this book, Carlos Ruiz Zafón started writing the series, The Cemetery of Forgotten Books, his first book coming out in 2001, and his last and final part in 2017. After almost 20 years, he had started seeing these characters as family. They had become a part of him, but he was happy he could end the story, since it was always a big dream of him, even though it cost him half a life. The Labyrinth of Spirits is the book he worked his hardest on. For his readers, it was the feeling of coming home. For his new readers, an entry to his story labyrinth. However, every story comes to an end, and so does the story of Carlos Ruiz Zafón. In 2018, he became sick and was diagnosed with colon cancer. On June 19, 2020, Carlos Ruiz Zafón died at the age of 55. Zafón, his books, have won multiple awards over the years and have become so popular that it has become possible to take a Zafón walking tour around Barcelona to visit multiple locations from his books. As a big fan of his books, I can only say that I will miss him, just like many of his other fellow readers and fans. To this day, I haven't read all of his books, but I am happy that I was introduced to them. I've seen ghost trains, moving statues, a toy factory, and a small black butterfly that had so much more to tell, hidden away within an abandoned theater. Thank you so much, Carlos Ruiz Zafón, for all of your beautiful works of stories, for letting me sit on the edge of my seat and not wanting to let go of my book. You truly are one of the best modern authors. Every book, every volume you see has a soul. The soul of the person who wrote it, and the soul of those who read it, and lived it, and dreamed with it. Every time a book changes hands, every time someone runs his eyes down its pages, its spirit grows and strengthens. Carlos Ruiz Zafón.